So you see people do tarot readings, and oftentimes when you listen to them and you believe in them, you'll notice the reading affecting your reality. You'll notice things that are being said come true. You'll notice energies. Somebody says something like, I'm going to send you an energy. You'll start to feel it. You'll start to notice, like right now, if I say I'm going to send you a loving energy to help protect you from anything that would do you harm, you're going to feel it as a vibration starting from the center of your body and working its way out. If you believe, you'll start to, experience this. So I was thinking on what I could do to help people understand what is called by many names spirituality, the understanding of quantum physics, a bunch of different understandings of it. Could be called religion, could be called a lot of things. And the first step to understanding your reality is to understand that unless you follow a group, unless you are constantly, like stereotypically, if I say I'm a punk rock emo kid and I listen to punk rock emo music and I hang out with punk rock emo people, that's going to alter my reality. Same thing with rap, same thing with religion. If you follow a certain aspect or a certain group, your experience will be similar, if not the same, to other people's experiences. Now, collectively, a collective understanding is if me right here in this reality decides to get a girlfriend today, say I get a girlfriend today, then collectively, in the line of, collectively, what I'm saying, little person, that's a collective, right? If this person gets a girlfriend, then this person is more than likely going to meet somebody. But then this person might not get a girlfriend, but might meet a best friend. And this person might meet their dream girl and get married. And this person might get a pet, like a dog or something. But that's how collectives work. It's not exactly the same, but, it happens in, progression with everything else. Now, what you need to understand is your beliefs shape your reality. Absolutely they do. If I believe that nothing is going to go good for me and nothing's going to happen and I'm going to stay stuck in a rut, then my reality is going to shape around myself on my beliefs. But not only that, the universe will give you, because it doesn't want you to stay stuck. Like, the universe is not something that works against you. It actually is working for you. It's always there, always ready to help if you know how to ask, if you know how to listen. So in thinking of what I could do to help the collective and general population, I figure I can teach my knowledge of what I've already went through, maybe share some experiences. Now I'm gonna say, in listening to my videos, it is your understanding and your belief that will shape your reality. If you believe everything I say, if you believe my story and that it's possible, chances are that could shape your reality. Chances are you could go through something similar. If you stay fixated on one thought, one thought like, oh, I need a girlfriend, I need a girlfriend, I need a girlfriend, then that's how your reality is going to shape, right? Now, pause. There are consistencies that are between each frequency. And when I say frequency to me is a state of mind, okay? It's just frequencies are just a different level. Some people call them timelines, okay? An understanding of this is the way my reality shaped from my beliefs and my experiences ultimately predict what was and what will be, provided I stay on this thought pattern, this particular thought pattern, okay? Now, as you learn and you grow, the future is always changing. I mean, in one particular frequency, if I stay on this one particular frequency here, and I'm like, okay, this is it, I like being here, then yeah, everything is already predicted. It's already planned out. That's why you experience things like deja vu. That's why, sometimes you can, you'll sit there and you'll go, hey, this, you'll make a prediction about something, something stupid or whatever, and then all of a sudden it comes true, and you're like, see, I told you. One of those moments is yourself on this frequency having recognition of the life you've already lived on this frequency, right? So that's why you're able to like predict things. That's also how manifestation works. Manifestation is finding a frequency, understanding it, and then understanding that everything that's happened has already happened on that particular frequency, as long as you keep one particular thought process. So with that being said, a little bit of my own story. It started with love. My story was, I wanted family. I wanted to, be married. I wanted to just be happy in general. But the duality of my story is a light and a dark side, or opposite polarities of energy. Just as much as I want to do good and all this stuff, as far as, whatever, just as much as someone wants to do good, there is an opposite pull to that. So if you're doing good, the minute you slip up, you're going to get pulled to the other polarity. And then it's going, not that you're going to be doing good, but you're going to be the opposite of what you were over here, And just, that's where people think about like shadow side and light side, like they kind of imagine it like, okay, shadow exists on one side, light exists on the other, but actually you exist in the same. You exist in the same moment, just on different frequencies. Now, how do frequencies actually work, right? So, like I said, a frequency could be shaped, like if you imagine this is just one frequency right here. Each one of these is a timeline, and this is one frequency. So if you had another set of little stick figures going up here, depending on your beliefs, if you believed mainstream stuff, like just normal stuff, this could be, your frequency. If you believed outlandish stuff, aliens are real and this and that, whatever the case may be, I'm not judging anybody's beliefs because I believe in a lot of gnarly stuff, then your frequency would change. And then this would be your frequency, and these would be your timelines, not the same as this. However, that's where, the quantum nature of it comes into hand, because if you start here, and that's when somebody talks about leveling up, what they really mean, whether they know it or not, is where I exist right here in this moment. If I learn the lesson of this timeline, this frequency, if I've learned how to listen to the universe, and I learn what they're trying to teach me, then leveling up is a moment where I've experienced it. I've experienced it personally, and what it feels like is sitting still, and then all of a sudden your environment. Imagine viewing your environment jolting down real quick, but just like a second, it goes jolt and comes back up. But what's really happening is your consciousness is switching from this version of you to this version of you. So basically, you went like an elevator up real quick. So I don't quite understand yet. I'm still learning because I listen to the universe where this consciousness will go. Either it switches with the previous, or it also goes up in unison. I'm not sure, because collectively, to my belief, if one believes, it comes up with their reason collectively, maybe that means everyone else does it at the same time. Or if they don't, and somebody here had, the universal knowledge to be there, but then you learn the lesson, maybe you switch. Maybe they go back down because they haven't moved on yet. Who knows? But that's another topic. So what I'm getting at is your timeline can be different than someone else's. That's why you experience things like, suppose you had, and going back to love, because this is a lot of my story, it's a lot of what I believe in. There was someone in my life that in the twin flame sense, that's the soul recognition. Some say it's the other half of your soul, that strong godly like souls were pulled apart so that they wouldn't be a threat to other gods, or something of that nature, don't quote me. That's one belief of it. My belief of twin flame is your soul, like, Your soul coming into this universe, however you interpret that, coming into this world, this universe, together with a partner soul, okay? Like a partner, somebody that you're supposed to ultimately, find and have some kind of, relation with. And when you meet this person, when you meet who this person is, it's like, think of the movie Twilight, how a werewolf can imprint on another being, and then they feel connected. The two feel connected to the point where one doesn't understand why they would risk everything to protect another, right? It's kind of like that. It's like instant recognition of that. It's a feeling of home, like you feel like you're home when you're with this person. Lost my train of thought a little bit there. I apologize. Yep, lost my thought. So I apologize for forgetting my initial thought of what I was getting at. Unfortunately, I don't have no way to review it in the video, nor editing tools. So I'm going to go back to the original thought about the frequencies. So if this is a frequency, and these are timelines, that means that when you were here on this one, and say your family seemed normal, it's just a normal family, when you get here, you'll notice that the stuff that you learned, like, let's call it esoteric stuff that that you learn, right? When you get here, all of a sudden you notice your family doing the same stuff, and you're like, wait a minute, they never did that before. What is going on? Well, that, my friend, was you leveling up. You leveled to a frequency that could support your belief and your level of knowledge and your thought patterns. The objective of leveling up is to learn and then go to the next one. Now, some of you might have experienced some things that you can't quite explain, and to explain it, it's the frequency and the timeline. When you go to one, you're not stuck there. See, the universe's goal is almost like placement. Like they're trying to figure out where you fit, where you want to be. Not to put you somewhere that you don't want to be, but to figure out where you fit best. Where would you be the happiest? What vibes with who you are as a person and what you want. If you're, somebody who only cares about money, you're going to end up on a frequency, and you do the work, you're going to end up on a frequency surrounded by people that have businesses, that know how to make money and turn other money into money. If your goal is, spiritual knowledge, you're going to find yourself surrounded by soul family, people that want to work on their spiritual abilities and things of this sort, and so on and so forth, right? And I can tell you from personal experience, there are some incredible things to experience, like incredible. Some of the things that I have seen are undescribable to I don't know what to say, a normie, a muggle, a human. Like, they're undescribable to a human. They would never understand, but some of you might, but so, like, some would call it interdimensional travel. It might even be interdimensional travel. And I'm getting a profound yes from the universe right now. So it is interdimensional travel, but it's easy to understand within frequencies, because frequencies is the vehicle. You understand? The frequency of your mind is the vehicle. You don't need a spaceship or a time capsule to travel through space and time. You do it with the state of your mind, right? Now, there can be, and this is just a warning, to help you guys understand, there can be complications in doing this, okay? Say you have a girlfriend or somebody that you truly care about. Oh, that's what it was. Going back real quick. Yeah, so I had somebody that I truly cared about, and they cared about me, and we were inseparable, and we were getting ready to, like, move in together and all this other stuff. But then I leveled up. And when I leveled up, I started to experience a different version of that same person. Some call them their higher selves. Some call them, different names. I can't think of it right now, but I started experiencing a different version, a version of the person that I had encountered on the previous frequency. However, I just had more direct contact with the person from the new frequency. See, you're all one and the same, whether you realize it or not. It's just, imagine it as your emotions and your characteristics, your personality being defined and split into different versions. Like a bunch of me's sitting here, but just like that one movie, Inside Out, I think. I'm happy, you're sad, blah, stuff like that. However, what I believe the goal is when you get to these different places is not to the immediate people in your circle. I don't believe the goal is to dislike them. Okay, you used to like me, but now that I've leveled up, you're acting completely different. You're not talking to me, you're ghosting me, or maybe it's a family member. You're acting completely different. You treat me ignorantly, and I don't know why. You didn't do it the other day, but until I had this profound experience, right? Well, the goal is not to single them out. It's to try to coexist with them and understand and learn from them. When you level up, your immediate surrounding is your teacher. Your family members are your teacher. Okay? You have to change your thought process to thinking, okay, this is just my normal family, to, okay, these are my teachers. They apparently have the knowledge that I've been working on gaining, and now they're acting like presenting it. A normal response would be to think, okay, maybe they just noticed a change in me, so they're being more open about things. Well, that's not it. You went to a different frequency with your mind, right? So the objective is to learn from them, but from experience, you don't want to let anyone take advantage and or walk on you, because depending on your frequency, there can be some combative timelines. Some timelines where it really is combative. Like you have to learn different things from different aspects on the frequency that you're going. You learn something from each timeline as you go up in frequency, but don't take it to heart. Because the same person that treated you like crap, if you have an understanding of this and you go up and you know that you're on a different frequency, don't treat the person that treats you like crap that's in your life the same as you would treat them back when they were different. Because the thought process behind this is that I do it like this. I start each day new. Okay? I start each day new as if the previous day, the events of the previous day didn't happen. However, the knowledge of it did. The knowledge stays. Now, there's a fine line from your consciousness and your perception that can pull you right back into that frequency. So my advice is, if it vibes with you and it makes sense, then make friends. It's better to have friends than enemies, for real. If it vibes and it makes sense, make friends. Learn from them. There's an old saying, don't outshine the master. That's true on some frequencies and timelines. That really is true, because people that have worked hard for a position or to be viewed in a certain way do not want some newbie coming up the pipeline just like doing better than them. That's his personal experience, right? And even though you're not trying to outshine anybody or do anything better, you just are good at comprehending or whatever it is that you're doing. But my advice is make friends and learn. But if it doesn't feel right, then turn the page, man. If it doesn't feel right, turn the page. That's my best advice. Now, I got way off topic. My goal was to to enlighten and to share knowledge on a certain aspect. So if you enjoyed this video and it helped you in any way, again, if you made it this far, I should have said it at the beginning, I'll put it in the description, but my goal is not to project any of this onto anybody who watches this. It's simply to enlighten. I just want to enlighten you. That's it. Doesn't matter what shirt I'm wearing, doesn't matter if I call myself Matt, Fred, Dan, whatever, because it doesn't matter if you're from heaven or if you're damned. It doesn't matter if you're, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is polarities and your understanding. Now again, if this video helped you in any way and you would like to know more about a certain topic spoken in it, leave a comment. Feel free to reach out in some sort of manner or way, and I will do my best to enlighten you on certain things. Thank you, like, and subscribe.